Alright, that's right. Getting ready to review the latest issue of The Amazing Spider-Man. I just gotta get the comic, gotta get my hat, we'll be ready to go. What? What'd you say, hon? I'll be right back. Alright, now I can start my review. Alright, here we... Oh my god! Where's my comic? And more importantly, my hat! I've had that hat forever! Oh my god! This could have been the work of the Thieves Guild! Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about The Amazing Spider-Man, Issue 9, written by Nick Spencer, artwork done by Hurberto Ramos, and let me just tell you guys, I love Ryan Ottley. I like Hurberto Ramos too. I like when he does Spider-Man. He does these over-exaggerated poses. There's these cool fight scenes. There's a lot of facial expressions on his character. The colorist is really good too. It brings out the artwork in here. So the artwork is great. And you actually get to see a lot of characters in this particular book. We get to see, for instance, the return of the Blackcat. This is the first time that we get to see Felicia in the series since Nick Spencer has taken over the book. So I'm really excited about that, okay? So from this point forward, guys, there will be spoilers in this review. So if you haven't read your copy, please read your copy, then come back and see this video in its entirety. All right, so in this last issue, we got briefly introduced to the Thieves Guild. There are a bunch of, I guess, people that steal things, but they're so good at it, you can't even see it happening, okay? So it's crazy. So in this issue, it continues that. We dive deeper onto who the Thieves Guild were and what they represent and how long they've been around and things like that, okay? So at the beginning of this issue, we wound up seeing Felicia meet up with Peter, and she gives him a big slap in the face because back in a couple story arcs ago, we wound up seeing that the irresponsible Spider-Man wound up insulting Felicia, and it was kind of hilarious in the book, and that's why she actually slapped him in the face. And at first I thought, well, I thought that the writing was improper here, you know, but they gave that explanation, which is kind of cool. And so what happens is, to catch up on readers on what's going on with Spider-Man, they kind of do these flashbacks of what happened with Peter in the past couple issues. And so not only did it get the reader up to speed, but it wound up getting Felicia up to speed of what was going on with Peter as well. So a great way of getting new readers on board if you haven't read Spider-Man, okay? And so what happens in this book also is another thing that has to do with Mary Jane, another subplot. And I like how this book is actually giving Mary Jane a type of purpose, a story of her own when she's not with Peter, and I like that. That's kind of cool. She actually meets up with Carly Cooper in this issue, and obviously she dated Peter at one time, and she gives MJ this information about this group called the Lookups, and it's supposedly a group that you can go to where when your significant other is a hero, and you can go to this place and you can, you know, deal with it. Because obviously the hero is not always there for the person that they're involved with. And so how does that person deal with the situation when they're by themselves? So it's a quite interesting subplot here. So Carly gives her that information. Then in the issue, you get the actual involvement, or how long the Thieves Guild has been around, and we get to see a little backstory there with Felicia and her involvement in the Thieves Guild. So we get that information for the first time, you know, what her involvement is there. And then we get a little bit of a story of Odessa Drake, who is the current leader of the Thieves Guild. And what happens is there is going to be this huge heist that's just too much for even Felicia to handle. So they feel like that they got to go in and stop Odessa, and so they break into the Thieves Guild's building or whatnot, and then they come across all the stuff that they had stolen. And so what happened was Peter's like, wow, this is great. Let's bring this stuff back. And Felicia's like, no, I want half of it. And Peter's like, wait, I thought you changed, you know? And she's like, I did. I would have kept all of it before. So it was a hilarious part. They were having this argument back and forth. And right when that argument was going on, we get to see Odessa come in. And obviously now shit's going to hit the fan. And the other part of the story with Mary Jane, we see her meet up with Jarvis. And Jarvis explains what this lookup place actually is. How it's confidential, how the technology works, and things like that. So I thought that was a quite interesting story there for Mary Jane as well. And so that's basically how the issue is. So what did I think about this book? I thought it was great. I loved seeing Felicia and Peter get their working relationship back together. I thought at first that this might become like a love triangle situation, but the way Nick Spencer's writing Spider-Man, he says some flirty things, and then he goes to Felicia. He goes, I didn't mean that in a flirtatious way. So he doesn't want really anything romantically to do with Felicia. So I think that's kind of established. I just like them having their working relationship back again. I thought that was really cool. And so we get introduced to this new enemy. We get a little back history of the Thieves Guild. So that's good too. And then we get that subplot with Mary Jane, which is also really neat. And I'm curious to see what her emotion is going to be like, because in this issue she's still kind of on the fence about it. She's thinking about, well, should I do this? Should I put this out there? You know, should I expose myself or let anybody know about my emotions? And I'm very interested to see if she goes through with this, because I want to see her emotion. I want to see her break down. I want to see her what she's been going through and what she's been thinking in her thought process and stuff like that. So that could be a really interesting story going forward here. So I love the way Nick Spencer is writing Spider-Man right now. It's a very good story. It makes me want to read each and every issue going forward. So at the end of the day, I'm going to give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This was a blast for me, and I'm very intrigued going forward here. So guys, in the comments below, tell me what you thought of the Amazing Spider-Man issue 9. Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Do you not care for Nick Spencer after what he did to Captain America? Are you happy that Felicia is back? And fans, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.